Folks, they say there's no national compulsory service as they introduce the bills. They say there's no anti-gun bills as they introduce them. They say there's no FEMA camps as they're openly built. This is a military tactic, and so is the incrementalism. And they admit they're doing it. And they admit they're coming after talk radio, and they want to have Chavez-style control. That's the head of the FCC diversity unit. It's time to say no in free speech at every level and every way. And if they shut down talk radio and shut down the internet, you got to put posters up, and you got to put up micro FM and AM. We got to fight this tyranny. I mean, I'm calling for people to really gear up and get serious and to not back down from this tyranny. It's your First Amendment right. These people mean business. Every other country's been overrun and cold. Now it's happening to England and the United States and Canada and Australia. Our once great free countries are completely falling to classical despotism. You heard that wicked Van Jones admitting total redistribution, total communism. But that's not really what it is. It's the banks putting us all in slave camps. He is a slave master. Steve Quayle, your comments on that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to interrupt you. Well, I think the thing is I'm glad you played that clip, because here's the deal. When you've got someone that's ahead of the Treasury who doesn't pay his income tax, and then you get an announcement that the IRS is going after delinquent taxpayers who have lost their jobs or basically had to forfeit their houses, this is the ultimate Hegelian dialectic. If Americans do not stand up with their free speech, and I got to tell you, Alex, concurrent with speaking out is also getting on our knees and repenting, because the people who have been apathetic, indifferent, are largely the evangelical Christian community. They still don't get it, and now when Van Jones and his ilk, these are hardcore communists, the bottom line is the Weather Underground has gone on record as stating they are going to kill anyone who stands in their way. Now you've got a president coming to address the school kids on the 8th. How dare he make his appeal? That's exactly what the Hitler Youth was based on. And ladies and gentlemen, they steal terms, reinvent the meaning, and then go after it. Like Alex, for instance, when they're claiming that anybody who believes in a conspiracy is in need of psychiatric help, it's the freaking psychiatrists that have screwed up more lives than they've solved. And I'm standing by that statement. If I said on your show, they identify, they vilify, make you a villain, then they nullify to destroy. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest takeover is not the physical, first of all, it's the spiritual, and it's followed by the financial. One, when you abdicate your God-given freedom and cease to speak out against evil, it's very soon the chains that you choose to ignore are those that ensnare you.
Well, that's it about corruption. When you've studied history, and listen to what Steve Quayle's telling you, when you study history, you begin to learn and realize that once you give into corruption, it immediately races downhill. And that's what the founders said. They said the level of tyranny you will live under is the exact amount you will put up with.
Absolutely.
And it, I know it's never really happened here, but it's happened everywhere else. This is real tyranny. This is line us up. This is line us up in pits and shoot us in the back of the head. This is put us in work brigades with little control freak dirt bags riding around on horses, the cattle prodding us. I'm sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I've been on record as telling the people in the military there's a war going on, even to the point of taking down 4 of America's heroes in a Black Hawk over Denver. Now, Alex, that's mainstream news. But what people don't understand is those brave men in the Black Hawk wouldn't go along with the plan to basically get rid of 25 to 50 million Americans. Then jump to the intelligence committee, which I've been telling everybody behind the scenes, based on the information coming to me, that there's a war going on. And even to the point where someone in the former National Security Agency just a couple weeks ago quit, Alex, and now he's running for his life because he said, I will not be a part of the death of 25 to 50 million Americans. Now, look at this. People say, well, the economy is turning around, the economy is turning around. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch the mainstream news, you are absolutely in the brain-dead group already. You cannot think for yourselves because you are accepting the fact that someone will tell you what's going on instead of doing your homework to say, how can this be that the stock market is at record levels when unemployment is absolutely being multiplied, when we've got the situation where the Chinese basically said to the American investment community, Go to hell. Your financial instruments are total trash. Alex, do you know what that means? That means $1 quadrillion is called into question because there are no counterparties to take. In essence, when you create a vehicle, investment vehicle, you have a buyer and a seller. And when the buyers say it's all garbage and they write it off, that means that the whole, if you will, the whole characteristics, all of the contents of those financial derivatives are being repudiated. It's going to happen.
Steve, stay there. We're going to come right back to you after this quick break. I want to look at how you see this unfolding into the fall and winter. And do we have any effect on changing it?
We're on the march.